All right, I'm gonna make this pretty easy. I am gonna show you an example of how I did this. So what we're looking at here is kind of sample size. So this week you have something a little different. You have nerds, and there's a lot of nerds in a box. You don't necessarily use barely any of them, but I got this bigger box because I wanted to talk to you about sample size. So there's a lot of things that are going on right now, and sample size is kind of an interesting thing to look at. And we're also going to talk about, we're going to use the same tool to measure. We're going to use this. I want you guys to have a teaspoon. So this is my teaspoon from my kitchen. And I'm going to use this to get a teaspoon of nerds out of here. And I'm going to get 3 different teaspoons, but I'm just going to do one at a time. But I wanted to show you. So when you do your teaspoons, you kind of want to make sure that every spoon kind of is very similar. So here, you want it to be flat. You don't want it to be too much over the top. You want it to be level. And so as I put my nerds in there, I'm going to kind of take my finger and kind of make sure it's level. And this one dropped out. So that is as level as this nerds things that I get. And I kind of pack it in there to make sure, yeah, it's not going to overflow, but it's all there. So I'll dump them out and I'm going to count them. And well, actually I already did, because for my first sample one that I got, because I didn't want to have you watch me count, because it does take a while. Before I did this, I predicted that I was going to have 65. Because you think about it and it's like, well, there's quite a bit, but I just guessed 65. And because I haven't done this yet, and so I just guessed. This is going to be the actual number. Believe it or not, I actually had to count twice. The actual number of nerds in this spoon, just level flat, was exactly 100 nerds. Crazy. And then out of this spoon, I had 25 pink nerds, 15 orange ones, 17 lemonade ones, 28 purple or grape ones, and then 15 green or sour apple ones. So now that means if I were to add all of these up, and I took my calculator and totaled them up for my amount, I would take 25 plus 15 plus 17 plus 28 plus 15. That gets me exactly 100. I'm not going to lie, the first time I did this, I counted multiple times. Because I was like, there's no way. But it is. I did it. It was crazy. So the fraction, again, just the same as we've done before, 25 divided by 100. Now this is, 15 over 100, because we're trying to find out the fraction. 100 is usually the percentage we do, which is kind of a funny situation because the fraction is the number over the total. Well, our total is 100. So this one I'm going to show you how much simpler this is, because I actually got 100. I do not believe even remotely that my next time I can. I mean, there's no way. If they did, I should win the lottery, but that's not going to happen. Because what I was trying to point out is, when I dump these out of here, if you look at this, look at the tiny one versus this like mega mammoth one, this yellow one. So size changes. So all this change in size is going to affect my amount of nerds that I have in my sample size, because everything is going to be, different. Okay, so my decimal, this is the crazy part. The decimal is the fraction divided by 100. So if we're gonna, multiply by 100, or this number over the the total is going to be the decimal. So color divided by total equals decimal for this one. And then for the percentage, you take your decimal, multiply it by 100, and that gets you your percent. So right here, 25 divided by 100, you're just moving the decimal place twice. Just to show you, 25 divided by 100 equals 0.25. So I actually, for these ones, all I have to do is move the decimal place over. So you'll go through and you'll do this. Your percentage, now you just take this number and multiply it by 100, which ironically, all of these percents are going to be the same as they were over here. So this is going to be 25%, 15%, 17%, whoops, brain fart, really Faith, 28%, and 15%. So we have two that are the same. So now with my percentages here, I'm going to do the same thing and draw again. So this next time I guessed 95. And ironically, I ended up getting 73. So now if I have 95 and I get 73, you can tell right away. I was trying to guess, give or take some away from this one up here. So this was 100 and I was thinking maybe 95, give or take 5 nerds. Yeah, it was much smaller. These nerds were very large on this section. So I had 16 pink, 17 orange, 19 yellow, 13 purple, and 8 green apple. Then I'm going to take the total that I had all together, 73, which is going to be my denominator. So I'm going to put 73 in the denominator section of my fractions. And now I'm going to go ahead and put through my numerator. So I have 16, 17, 19, 13, and 8. And so now, in order to figure this one out, just like I did there, you take your numerator, divide by your denominator, and that gets you your the decimal that you're looking for. So 16 divided by 73, 21.9. So 21.9 would be, or 0.219. I'm going to round that up to 0.22. And then do the same thing. For this one, I got 0.23, 0.26, 0.18. Holy smokes. And then 0.11. Now for the percentages, you're going to just multiply each of these numbers by 100. I am going to fill that in over here so we don't forget. So if we move the decimal place over, we have 22%, 23%, 26%, 18%, and 11%. So we have that one. And then for the very last one, okay, of course I was like, okay, that was really high, that was really low, I'll pick a number in the middle. So I was thinking like 80-ish. And then I actually put my spoon in and I drew out 92. So it was on the higher end of the numbers. For this one, I got 20, 15, 21, 19, and 17. Now, I didn't say this for these two, but don't forget, a great way to double check, make sure you put your totals down below and check by adding them up to make sure that if I counted 92, this should be 92 here. So right here, I have 20 plus 15 plus 21 plus 19 plus 17. So I'm at 92. So my numbers are checked out. So I'm going to put check mark. I know that. And now I'm going to write the fraction. So 20 over 92, 15 over 92, 21 over 92, 19, numerator over 92, which is the denominator, and and 17 is the numerator, and 92 is the denominator. So now I have all of them here. These numbers match out, so I know that's going to be 100%. Now for the decimal, when you're doing the decimal, again, you just take your number on top and divide it by the number on the bottom. So if I was going to do this, and I just want to show you, 20 divided by 92 equals, maybe, equals 21.7. So I'm going to make this point 22%. Okay? This one ends up being 16%, or 16, 23 hundredths, 21 hundredths, and 18 hundredths. Now in order to get the percentage, you take your decimal and you're going to multiply this by 100. Each of these gets multiplied by 100. And then that 100 and these formulas in my help will eventually go away. So you're going to move the number over twice, or the decimal over twice, because we have two places. So that would be 22%, 16%, 23%, 21%, and 18%. All right. You did day 1 charting, and if you did not have data and you did not get your nerds, just follow along with me. Hopefully you enjoy these. Have a good night.